dropped out of hyper, we'd have heard something from them about... The lieutenant glanced at the digital time display. 2 minutes ago. We haven't. Fofao nodded. Somehow, looking at the spreading cloud of red icons on the display, he wasn't surprised. Strength update? He asked. Tracking estimates a minimum of 85 starships, Henderson said. We don't have any indications of fighter launches yet. Fofao nodded again, and a strange, singing sort of tension that was almost its own form of calm seemed to fill him. The calm of a man face to face with a disaster for which he has planned and trained for years, but never really expected to confront. Watchman? He asked. Implemented, sir, Henderson replied. Antelope got underway for the hyperlimit 2 minutes ago. Spyglass? Activated, sir. That's something, a detached corner of Fofao's brain said. TFNS Antelope was a tiny, completely unarmed, and very fast courier vessel. Cresswell's World was the Federation's most advanced colonial outpost. 50 light-years from Sol, too new, too sparsely settled to have its own hypercom yet. That left only courier ships, and at this moment Antelope's sole function was to flee Solward at her maximum possible velocity with the word that Code Alpha had come to pass. Spyglass was the net of surveillance satellites stretched around the periphery of the star system's hyperlimit. They were completely passive, hopefully all but impossible to detect, and they weren't there for Swiftshure's benefit. Their take, all of it, was being beamed after Antelope to make certain she had full and complete tactical records as of the moment she hypered out. And that same information was being transmitted to Antelope's sister ship, TFNS Gazelle, as she lay totally covert in orbit around the system's outermost gas giant. Her task was to remain hidden until the end, if she could, and then to report back to old Earth. And it's a good thing she's out there, Fofao thought grimly, because we certainly aren't going to be making any reports. Ship status? He asked. All combat systems are closed up at Condition 4, sir. Engineering reports all stations manned and ready, and both normal space and hyperdrives are online prepared to answer maneuvering commands. Very good. Fofao pointed at her normally assigned command station and watched her head for it. Then he inhaled deeply and pressed a stud on the arm of his command chair. This is the captain, he said, without the usual formalities of an all-hands announcement. By now, you all know what's going on. At the moment, you know just as much about these people as I do. I don't know if they're the Gbaba or not. If they are, it doesn't look very good. But I want all of you to know that I'm proud of you. Whatever happens, no captain could have a better ship or a better crew. He released the comm stud and swiveled his chair to face the heavy cruiser's helmsman. Bring us to 015119er at 50 gravities, he said quietly, and TFNS Swiftsure moved to position herself between the planet whose human colonists had named it Cresswell's World and the mammoth armada bearing down upon it. Mateus Fofao had always been proud of his ship, proud of her crew, of her speed, of the massive firepower packed into her 750,000-ton hull. At the moment, what he was most aware of was her frailty. Until 10 years earlier, there'd been no Terran Federation Navy, not really. There'd been something the Federation called a navy, but it had actually been little more than a fleet of survey vessels, backed up by a handful of light-armed units whose main concerns had been search and rescue operations and the suppression of occasional purely human predators. But then, 10 years ago, a Federation survey ship had found evidence of the first confirmed advanced non-human civilization. No one knew what that civilization's citizens had called themselves, because none of them were still alive to tell anyone. Humanity had been shocked by the discovery that an entire species had been deliberately destroyed, that a race capable of fully developing and exploiting the resources of its home star system had been ruthlessly wiped out. The first assumption had been that the species in question had done it to itself in some sort of mad spasm of suicidal fury. Indeed, some of the scientists who'd studied